Hey everybody, this is Melina from scrapbookingwithme.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram, and also over on Facebook at Me Crafty Scrapper Creates. Today I'm going to try my hand at making a paper craft project. It is 3 weeks since my dad passed away, and we are slowly but surely getting back into life, everyday life, and we count it a blessing that we work from home most of the time and work from the shop so that we could have time to grieve and didn't have a traditional 9 to 5 that we had to go clock into and not have that time that we needed. I know that there are so many people out in this world that doesn't get to do that, and I'm praying for you if you are one of those that don't have the proper time to grieve and have to get back into everyday life sooner than you would like to. I thank the Lord for letting us be able to do that. I have this picture by my desk now, and it is Mama and Daddy, and they are holding little Aaron on his first Halloween. Not that we've ever really celebrated Halloween, but we did dress the kids up when they were little and let them trick-or-treat their family members. Mom and Daddy looked so happy. I think this was, we were just about to leave the house. This is, let me see, is this our house or their house? I think this is, yep, this is our house because it's got all my carousel horses behind them. I guess they had come over to see him before we left with him. Daddy looks like he's dressed for work. He worked third shift then. Needless to say, I miss those days. Oh, they couldn't hold Aaron up like that now if they wanted to. Oh, me. Did you see this, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
That's when you were dressed up like a pumpkin for Halloween.
Yeah, it's me when I was a baby.
Yep, and who's with you?
Yeah.
Who is that?
That's Nene.
And who is that?
And that's Pawpaw.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to miss him so much.
I know, buddy. We all are.
Yeah. And I know you are, too.
Yeah. Yep. So, anyway, the grief has gotten easier, and I thank all of y'all that have commented and let me know you know exactly what I'm going through, and you've lost your dad or lost both parents, and I thank y'all so much for reaching out to me and Mom both and sending cards and everything that you've done. Even now, we're still getting cards in the mail, and we appreciate that so much. The grief has gotten easier. I have went through my whole angry stage. I hope that's the end of that, because I don't like that part of grieving. The screaming and lashing out, not at people around me, but I did have a couple of episodes of that, and it's just part of the grief cycle, just part of what you got to go through. But I told y'all a little over a week ago, I need back in my studio. I need back to work. I need this. This is like therapy, and I miss it. I haven't been writing in my planner. I haven't been paper crafting, and I haven't been reading regular books. I have still, of course, not forsaken my Bible reading, but I was reading book after book before all this happened. I was paper crafting all the time. I was writing in my planner and, making plans, and all of that has come to a halt. And I was getting in a pretty dark hole. And I prayed about it, and it's time to get back to things that I enjoy, my hobbies. It doesn't take away from me missing my daddy, but I've got to get back. So I was trying my best to do this video without tears, but I showed the picture and there it went. And then Aaron Jonas saw that I was looking at the picture, and then he commented, and so there it went again. And anyway, one day the tears won't come every day. I know that. Right now they still are, and I will just deal with that. I have the 12 by 12 in the forest collection from Craft Consortium. We have this in the shop. If we are out of stock, when you go over to look at scrapbookingwithme.com, we have more ordered, so we're just waiting on those to come in. This is the 12 by 12. We also have the 6 by 6 of the in the forest, and I want to use this piece to make my folio, and then I want to use that butterfly, that dark butterfly piece on it also. I have lost people in my life. I don't want y'all to think that I'm 46 years old and I've never lost a person. I have. Y'all heard, what was it, a year and a half ago, I made comments about my best friend from high school that passed away at the age of 44 from pancreatic cancer. Shelly. That was a very hard loss for me, and I just thought I cried a lot then. I love her to death and loved her to death, and cried a lot when she passed, but doesn't even compare to the grief when my daddy passed. Both of my grandmothers have passed since I've been alive. One right after Mom's mom passed, I believe it was right after Brandon and I got married in 1998. I think she died in 1999. And then my dad's mom passed at the age of 91. She died, 2012, I believe. Both of my granddads passed Dad's daddy passed 2 years before I was born, and Mom's daddy passed 2 years after I was born, so I was 2 years old when he passed. So I don't really remember either one of them. I have a lot of people that tell me stories about my Papa Swader, Mama's daddy. But yeah, I've had many aunts and uncles pass, mostly from cancer. But this one was just very unexpected and not something that I was ready to deal with. But for whatever reason, it is what it is. And I will be able to see my daddy one day, no matter what anybody else says about it. Alright, I'm looking to make this 7 inches tall. So this is a 12-inch piece of cardstock. So I'm going to fold up at the 7-inch mark. And I know I'm at the very bottom of the screen for you, but you'll see whenever I get it back up there to you that I'm folding at the 7-inch mark. Alright, there I have done it. And I'm going to go across. We got a call this morning. We have another family member on Brandon's side of the family that is in the emergency room, so we're waiting to see what transpires with that. It's like a never-ending cycle, y'all, when you get older, especially when you get older. Heard many people tell us that, and I always wondered, you know, all these people, older people going to the funeral home. I understand completely now. Okay, so I'm going to take off. I want a shallow pocket on both of these. This is going to fold in the middle here. So I want a shallow pocket on both sides. So I'm going to cut off, let's see here, 1, 2, I'm going to cut off 3 inches off of this folded up piece. So let's get our cutter out and go over to the 3-inch mark. Once I have more details of Brandon's family member that is currently in the emergency room, I'll let you know what's going on. His oldest brother is there, and of course the hospital won't let anybody else in right now anyway, so we're just waiting on a call. Alright, so that's 7 inches tall. Yep, I like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim out this middle piece here. I'm just going to go on either side of the fold and trim up like that, just so I've got some space there where it folds. See? Okay, then I'm going to round my corners. I'm just going to go ahead and round all of these, just to get rid of all those corners. Okay, and I think I'll leave that one. I like it like that. If you have problems with cracking, you know, don't worry about it. Just kind of add a little bit of glue of some kind and fold that over. That's all that done, was the layers have come apart where I folded it too hard there at the beginning. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my Fabrifix and put there, and then I'm just going to fold that over, reinforce that. And it's clear glue too, so it shouldn't show up too much. And that's how I fix that. I'm not too worried about that, y'all. Okay, I'm going to ink with my Rusty Hinge. This is a new to us color in the shop, and I really am liking that shade of orangey brown, especially right now in the US with it being fall. We woke up to like, I don't know, 40 degrees this morning. That's Fahrenheit. And it was lovely. Brandon and I both love the cooler weather. Fall is my favorite. I don't like what we have had to endure this fall, but there's something to every season, time to every purpose, right? Oh yeah, I like that. It goes well with that background. And if you pick a pretty enough cardstock to make your folio out of, you don't have to worry about doing too much decorating on the inside, because that's so pretty. I don't want to cover any of that up, but we're going to make some things to go in our pockets. So some of it will get covered up with ephemera and stuff that we put in, but for the most part, that's very pretty. I love that. I'm going to fold it backwards, and I'm going to ink that fold there. Very pretty. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and use my Fabrifix that I've got sitting here. And I'm going to close up these pockets. So one little line here and a little line there. And I'm not going to put a notch on these because they're shallow enough. We won't have too much little stuff being put into these. Mostly be tall stuff. And then of course, if you wanted to make your folio skinnier, you could have just, before cutting the pockets and everything, could have cut off some there and then made your pockets and then made your fold. I like how wide it is. Gives us a little extra space to do some more stuff if we want to. Use that rusty hinge oxide around the outside now. Some of that on the front is going to get covered up. We are going to nicely cover up our cracks on the spine there. Okay, and I'll probably put something there to reinforce that too, just because that is cracking quite a bit. But I was rough in folding. All right, for the front, I want to make a big pocket here and have some kind of tag or journal card or something tucked down into that big pocket. And then we're going to layer another pocket on top here and have a tab of some kind and another tag or pocket there too. I love this paper. It is so pretty. Okay, a lot of that is going to get covered up there. So I think what I will do is get a piece of craft cardstock, maybe that I have in my stash. I might have just a piece of it that will work right there. I do. It's from a Christmas collection, but I'm going to cut off what's Christmassy looking there. So I'm just going to kind of barely mark that. I'm going to get my pen and make myself a little mark right there so I can tell y'all how wide to make that. So we're going to cut that at 5.5. So 5.5 wide. Okay, and then that would be a cute Christmas tag. So I'll put that over here in my scrap pile for later. And then let me go ahead and just trim off this branding strip and then figure out how tall I need it. So it's 5.5 wide, and I want it to come all the way to the bottom of this. So we're going to trim it at, let's go 6 3/4. Yep, 6 3/4. So, no, let's go a little shorter than that. Sorry, about 6.5. That will be an easy measurement if it is right. Yes, and that gives us enough room to have it sticking up over that also if we want it to. Yep, so 6.5 by 5.5 is your front piece. And I'm going to go ahead and round my top corners. And I need a notch. So I'm going to get my 1.5 inch circle punch. This is from We Are Memory Keepers, if you were looking for that. We used to have these in the shop, and then sales for the whole, it's a 3-pack circle punches, slowed down, so we stopped having them in the shop. Now, if you are in the need of them, I wouldn't mind getting maybe, 3, 4, 5, maybe keeping 3 in stock at a time if you are in need of circle punches. This We Are Memory Keepers one, it comes in, it's a 3-pack. It has the 1.5 inch circle punch, it has the 1 inch circle punch, and the little 5/8 inch circle punch. So that's what that comes in, but they are heavy, so shipping is a little much, and so anyway, just letting you know. Now that's 5.5. I want to make my notch at around there. Kind of get that in the middle there. Started to put that into my pen holder. Don't do that, Melina. Okay, yep, I like that. So we're going to go ahead and ink all around. Some of this will be covered up, but I'm still going to ink all around. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use some 1/8 inch score tape. Look how cute that is. And go around my edges to make my pocket. That way I don't have to wait on liquid glue to dry. Alright, then if you don't have a pointy edge tool like this, these stylus come in very handy. We keep these in stock at the shop. They're a pack of 3 stylus, and the one with the largest bulb on this end is the one that has that really sharp point on the other end, and it is great to get backing off of your double-sided tapes and stuff, and to pick up little things too. Alright, now I'm going to try to get this, eyeball this in the center of our front. Come over just a touch here like that, and press it down, and then usually the rest will work out for you. Cute. Alright, so see, you got that top edge there. I want to do a little tab of some kind here before I put down this paper here. And what I'm thinking I might do is just come over and leave just a little bitty bit of that showing. And then I'm going to come down a little bit like this. Yeah, I like that. Just a little edge showing there. So I'm going to cut this one, this top layer is going to be cut at 5 1/4. Then we'll figure out height in a minute. Don't y'all just love going along with me and me not having exact measurements when I start? Oh, me. I know I'll get some kind of comment about that. Oh, well. Alright, what I'm going to do is have a little flip up here for a little pocket of something to go in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and fold up 1 1/2 inches. Okay, so 1 1/2 inch fold up there. And I'm going to round those corners. And then figure out where I need to trim this at the top. So I've got that, and then this is also going to be a little tag pocket too. And I think what I will do, I just got to look this way so that I can kind of see where I want to trim it off. Alright, I'm just making a mark and we'll see where it is. Alright, let's do 4 3/4, and remember we're going from that end that has the folded up spot. So we're going to go over and go 4 3/4. And see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. You can still see quite a bit of that, and then we'll be able to make a notch here and that kind of match up there. I like that. Okay, let's round these corners and then make our notch. And I'm going to line these up like this and see where I need to make that other notch. For this one, I'm going to do it. Whoop, I hadn't took the ball tip off of that one. Right about there. I'm not too worried if they don't match up completely. I like that. Very pretty. Okay, let's ink these. Since this is a darker cardstock, you're not really going to be able to see it too much, but that shows up well, that rusty hinge. I'm going to ink my fold. and then come up inking all around here. That is some beautiful paper. This is kind of glossy. It's not fully like a sheen, but it's kind of a glossy finish on that paper. Very pretty. Alright, let's just use our Fabrifix to adhere this pocket. Like that, and get our bone folder. And encourage that to lay down a little better. Okay, then my 1/8" score tape on the edges and the bottom, and then adhere this one on and try to get right in the center of that piece that's there. Alright, so now we have a pocket here, and then a pocket here, a pocket here, and then 2 pockets on the inside. So if you were to have used just that same cardstock, we could have gotten this folio made out of 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. I just used a scrap piece there for that one, but we could have totally gotten this folio made just out of 2 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock. I love that. It's nice and wide, so we can add big ephemera pieces if we want to. I think I will make 2 little tags out of this cutoff from the main base to add in here. And I know that the little animals will be sideways, but I'm okay with that. So let's do them. Let's see how tall we need to do them. 4 inches tall, so 2 at 4 inches. Made 3 because it was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper originally. Okay, let's see if we do it this way. Yep, that looks a little better. It's going that way. Yep, I might, because I wanted to kind of angle a little bit, cut just the smallest little beady piece off of the ends. Let's go just a touch under 4 for these 2. That'll get it more at a manageable. Yep, I like that a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to tag punch these. Now we have these little dandies on order, but they're on back order, so that's why those are not. I'm going to turn one way and one the other way. That's why those are not in stock. But these are, this is like the cutest little tag punch I've ever used. I love it. And I hope our supplier hurries up and gets them back in stock. Which, not the supplier, it's actually We Are Memory Keepers that's behind on their production. Okay, so I'm just inking around the edges with my Rusty Hinge ink. And then instead of threading something through and putting a hole or whatever, I'm just going to staple on some trim of some kind. This Sari silk will do nicely that I got from Mom. I'm going to kind of crisscross it and then just staple it on. Maybe I'll crisscross it if it'll work with me. And I love my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. I love it. It works so well. Little bitty staple, so I don't have to worry about it overrunning my trim when I staple it on. It works very well. Cute. That is very cute. Alright, now we need a wide tag of some kind to go in there, and I do think I'm going to go with some craft cardstock that I have in my stash. I have a piece of chocolate brown that I'll use, and let's go 4 1/4 wide. Let's see what that gets us. And then of course I'll have to trim it down height wise too. Let's go to 5 1/2 and just see what that gets us. Pretty much perfect. I like that. Let's do our tag corners. And if you have dark cardstock like this, be sure to keep it, because if you have a nice white gel pen or even a silver or a gold gel pen, they write very nicely on the backs of dark cardstocks like this. And this fits in there nicely. I like that. And I think I will put one piece. Let's do some lace down the center of this one. Let's do a loop instead of free. I like that. We'll have a nice little loop we can pick up on at the top here. I like that. Let's trim that off. And then add this on with that same tiny attacher. Just make sure that you get both sides. And if you can get the trim down the center of your tiny attacher, then you can get right on both of them easily. And sometimes if you've got some wide trim, you might have to use another one just to get it lined up correctly so it's not wobbly. So cute. It's getting a little bit of heft to it. I like that. Alright, and then we need that tag on the top there. We need to add that one. First, we need to ink the edges of this one, give it some dimension, since it's just chocolate brown. There we go. And then I think I'm going to add, excuse me, a piece of this to that top. Since it's not going to be seen that much, it'll just give us kind of a gathering in of those two designs, and have it at the top here. So I will need to make this one 6 3/4, and then let's do 5 1/4 wide. Let's see if that will. We'll cut it this way. 5 1/4 wide. We might have to cut it down just a smidge more. Yep, let's go to 5 inches and see how that works. And then we're going to put some paper on the back of this one to be able to write on well. Let's see, we might do, I don't know, I'm going to figure out what side of this I want to use once I get it down in there. Nope, let's go to 4 3/4 wide. Oh, just cut it down until until it's ready, huh? Yep, that will work. And do I want the butterflies on the outside, or do I want the wildflowers? Ooh, I think the wildflowers. Okay, and I'm going to put some paper on the back here so that that will be a good writing place, because if we wrote on the back here, it would be just too busy. So let's cover that up. I have this pretty backer board from one of the die cut packs that I had gotten, and so I'm going to use that nice backer board. That's going to be pretty. So let's put some liquid glue on the back of this, and then just kind of center it up on that backer board. Have us a nice sturdy piece. And y'all know what I forgot. I forgot to put a tab. I had said from the beginning I wanted to put a tab on there and didn't get it done. Okay, let's center that up. Okay. Go over that way just a touch. That's good. And then I'm going to trim away the rest of that off the back side there. See, look how pretty that is. I need a little piece trimmed off there. I can still see the white of that. So pretty. Nice journal space there. And I'm going to tag punch. No, this is the corner punch, Melina. That works fine too. I like that corner punch. Let's make sure that this is the right height before we ink it up and add our topper. Yes, it is. Now remember, I wanted mine to stick up over the top of the page of the base. If you don't, then of course figure that out as far as your height goes. But mine is 6 3/4 tall, and I did want mine taller, so I'm good with that. And I think I'm going to add Sorry Silk to the top of this one. Okay, and just trim off there and crisscross. I'm going to ink it up first before I add that on, all the way down, and then ink up the back side also. Okay, and then our Sorry Silk. How is that spelled? S-A-U-R-I? Sorry Silk. I just pronounce it like sorry. Okay, let's kind of get that centered up. I'm going to pull it down just a touch. Yep, I like that. I'm just going to do a little crisscross staple just for decoration. It didn't need it, but I just wanted it. That is a nice sturdy tag for the back there. Okay, yep, I like how it sticks up over. And then when you want to pull it out, you use your ribbon that you've got at the top. It is kind of tight, but it will loosen up the more you pull it in and out. I didn't want to get it any more narrow than that. So I do like this. I want to trim it down just a touch. That's just my eyeball saying, that needs to be a little bit shorter. There we go. Let's see, make sure we haven't ruined what I was going for there. I just felt like it needed to be a little bit shorter. Yep, I like it like that. A lot better. You can see more of that one, and then this one's kind of hidden back behind. So there's all of our front decoration. And of course, if you have cardstock that's a little less busy than what I'm using, you have room to decorate these pockets too. And then opening up in the middle, we will need to cut our tags and things that we want to put in here down. So I have this piece when I was looking for craft cardstock a while ago. That was in my stash. And this would be, I mean, a cute thing to put Christmas cards and gift cards in, and maybe letters, things like that, and ship for the holidays. They would totally work in snail mail because they're flat enough. Okay, let's go. Let's go 5 inches wide on this. And add us a piece of that inside. I like that. Let's go a little bit less than 5. Let's go just a touch under 5. We're getting a little bit of resistance. That's better. Okay, and then just that little piece that I had left over there, and we can do a little short piece of this on this side. Getting a little bit of resistance. Let's trim off that much. There we go. Okay, and then see what else we want to add on the inside here. We could do quite a bit more like the bigger pieces of ephemera maybe that we had gotten from Paperlogy. If you did not see this unboxing that I did, it was so pretty. Paperlogy has some of the prettiest pieces in there. Oh, I love that fabric. Let's take that off. In their boxes. I just got them to send me a surprise box of stuff and sent me all kinds of beautiful things. So that's a little fabric swatch. I love that. That would be very pretty added into a journal. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, yep, I like that. So that's some fabric swatches from my Paperlogy box. And then Let's get some bigger pieces of ephemera from that box. Look at that. How pretty. Love that. Now this is just pieces I'm adding in here that maybe could be added into a journal if you wanted to. So pretty. Now let's add just a couple of smaller pieces to kind of make it a nice little goodie box of some sort. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at those. Look at those roses on that one. Let's see if we can get it added in there. Yep, and then this one needs a taller piece of something. Let's go for some chocolate brown that we had left over, and I need to make this cut about there. And you could totally dress up the stuff that you put on the inside pockets too if you wanted to. And then of course this could just be added into your journals as is. Alright, there's some bigger pieces added in there along with some smaller pieces, and then these could be decorated up too. So pretty. Nice pocket full of folio. And it could be added into a journal. Now this is a tiny little thing, but it still could be added into a journal, just clipped into there. Like I said, this one is a tiny one. Here is the big one that we're working on that is inspired by Johanna. See, look how neatly that could be added into there. This is, yes, we have some pages that are wide enough that I could put them in a pocket if I wanted to in this bigger journal, but it could also just be clipped into my journal if I wanted it to also, or in this big, when we make the pockets for these journals. That is so pretty, just to add it into a nice little shallow pocket or a secretarial, triangular pocket. That would be so pretty. Just something nice to add into a journal, or to fill up with goodies, maybe some packs of tea, and a note, a gift card, whatever, and sent to a loved one in the mail. Like I said, they are flat enough. They wouldn't be too awfully expensive to send in the mail. Isn't that neat? I love it. Let's decorate those pockets with some of our favorite things, and that is butterflies, which to me now, I believe that butterflies have an even more beautiful significance. I'm not going to go into all that butterflies mean to us anyway, but because I don't want to cry anymore in this video. But that is something else that makes them very special. I like that. And this is, all my decorations are from this Paperlogy box that I had gotten. Let's go with one more butterfly maybe. You'll like that. Let's go, just cut around this, make it thin enough that it can be placed on there maybe. Just hand cut it, kind of wonky. I like that. Let's ink that up with the rusty hinge and get our Barely Arts glue and glue that on. We have more Barely Arts and Art Glitter Glue coming to the shop. Glue that back down. And I'm still good with putting that butterfly over the top because it's a transparent sticker. So you'll still be able to see the writing through it. I like that. And then let's get a little piece that I had in my stash. Just little frames. Thought was cute. And then I need to trim that here. And ink that up. Add that on there, and then whatever decoration we want on that. And then this little neat folio will be complete and ready for whatever I'm wanting to use it for. Okay, add that pretty much in the center on this side. Everything doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. Don't worry about getting everything to match. It's lots better, in my opinion, when it doesn't all match. You're using what you've got and not worrying about all of that other fluff. I think I'll have that butterfly kind of coming off that way. And on these Kiss Cut stickers like this, the transparent ones, if you'll fold it over on itself like that, like I just did there, then it pops up really good off of that piece of acetate or whatever it is that's the backer for it. Nice little pieces there. So there it is, all nice and decorated. You've got your two tags here, your tag there in that center, and then your nice sturdy tag there. And then open up and all your little pieces here. So I have Brandon texting me about what is going on with our other family members, so I'm going to get off of here. Thank y'all so much for stopping by and watching and being patient with Mom and I. I know that you all understand, but we also know that we have to get back into it. Daddy wouldn't want us just sitting around and doing nothing and just grieving all the time. I know that enough about my daddy that he wouldn't have wanted that at all. So anyway, I thank y'all so much for your patience with us, and we will be back into the swing of things, putting videos up every other day, every day, whatever, as soon as possible. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day. God bless. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below, and I will leave links to products and videos that I've mentioned in the description box below. God bless. Love y'all. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.